Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome. It is 9 p.m. and time for the Harmonic Thought Meditation. Welcome on this beautiful holiday day. Hope you're having a beautiful one. Jackie, good evening, my friend. Utibe, good morning. Oh, hello there, Miss Gypsy Medicine Woman. And yes, live Monday and Thursday, 9 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. Pacific time, which would be, of course, 11:30 p.m. Central time. Divine timing. I'd be happy. What's the discussion going on about today? Let's talk about love. Well, okay. We could probably talk about love in some form or fashion. Um, but boy, we would want to get that started somehow. Um, Love, man, this is really such a deep, deep topic to be thrown out there. But I'm up to the challenge. Love has so many different connotations. There's that the love that a parent has for a child and a child has for a parent. There's a love that we have with our partners. There's a love we have with our friends and family. And there's the love that we have in general, the love of humanity, the love of all things. Just to have love, because there's a number of people out there who don't have love. There's a number of people out there who can't look in the mirror at themselves and say, I love you. And that is in my teachings when I'm doing seminars and when I'm teaching. That is the number one first thing, is that I have to get them in front of a mirror and to stare at themselves and say I love you over and over again. And some people can't do it. They cannot sit in front of a mirror, or as I'm doing right now, sitting in front of a camera. I'm looking at myself in the eyes right now, and I can say, I love you. I love you. I love you. But I couldn't always. That took me a long time. And what was weird is that as I sat in front of that mirror and I said, I love you over and over again, I started seeing all sorts of mean, nasty faces coming out of me. I started seeing these metaphysical faces on the things that I didn't love about myself. And yes, love starts from within, because you have to be able to love yourself in order to love something or someone else. And that is, I say I've been practicing since '97. So I've had some good timing with this. That was when I finally decided that I loved myself. And once I loved myself, what was interesting was that other people started loving me. Other people started coming into my life, and you could see that genuine shift in people. People that didn't love me before began to love me, began to want to see what was going on with me, because all of a sudden they're like, wow, who did you become? You shifted. Let's see here. What do we have? I'm going to jump through some of these comments real quick. Love starts within. Absolutely. Mirror work is the best. Mirror work is one of the most beautiful practices, and one of the practices you can get the most out of. Anybody who hasn't done it, woot woot, I'm in luck since I love myself. Yes, indeed. And it is what you teach on your channel every day. In some form or fashion, you're teaching that every time. And so, where we're going with this, hello there, H2O Angel. Where we're going with this is the Divine Timing asked me to do a talk tonight. And I had no idea what to talk about. And he said, well, let's talk about love. And so I said, okay. And it just took me a minute. And so we're talking about love and what is love and where does love start? And love starts from within. You must be able to find love in yourself, because once you can love yourself, and I love pressing that like button. Yes, we all like pressing that like button. But that internal love, that deep love of the self, that being able to look in the mirror and go, "Wow, I love you. I love you." So it doesn't matter if there's somebody else loving me or not, because I truly love myself. And that's the beginning. When you truly love yourself enough to not care whether anybody else loves you and not to need somebody else to love you, you can appreciate it, but you don't need it, because you have that self love. Love bombing. Woohoo. And so when you go out into the world and you begin to watch people, you begin to see who's actually loving themselves and who's not. My friend Tanet, um, he has a saying, and he says, "Love your own damn self." Whatever it is, love your own damn self. And it's true. So once you love yourself, then when you start communicating with others, you can have love for them. Your heart can open up to them. Whoever they are, whoever, whatever it is, your heart can open up. And when your heart opens up, then all of a sudden, it's not that you love something or that you love someone or that you love this or love that. You just love. Whatever it is, you just expound love. And there it is. That's the state we're trying to be in. As a monk, that was the state that I was being taught to be in. Once I loved myself, we would actually sit, and there's a metta meditation, love and kindness. We've done that before. We've done that guided meditation, and we do love and kindness, and loving kindness. And we send that out. We send that loving kindness out to our fellow practitioners, our teachers, our family, our friends, the people that we just see walking down the street, our enemies, the people that we hate the most. We begin to send love to them. And why are we sending them love? So that they can begin to look into themselves. We're planting that seed of love so that they can awaken to that. Because I wasn't always awakened to it. I had a lot of anger in me. There was a time when I had a lot of anger in me. So to have that and a lot of lack of worth and all of these things, trust me, I may seem really positive and like I have it all together, and I do now, but I didn't always. None of us usually do. We've all been through hardships. Joe Vitale talks about being homeless and not knowing where he was going to get his next meal from and not knowing where he was going to live the next month. We've all been through it in some form or fashion. And so when we begin to love ourselves, we begin to radiate that out into the environment, and people are suddenly like, "Hey, who is this person? Why do they radiate so brightly? I want to be around them. I want to understand why they're so happy." Why do many people go to church? Because their ministers are all bright and happy people. And I'm not saying of any religion or in all of them. Why do people go to temples? They want to feel that love. They want to feel that happiness. Yes, we have anger. We've had anger. This is what love is about. And this is part of our practice. We bring that love into ourselves, and then we expand it out, and we expand it out further, and we expand it out further. We can eventually cover the globe and then radiate the earth out into the cosmos. We can talk very metaphysically here. We can have some fun with it. And that's one of the things that I love doing. I love shifting people's perception and letting them know that it's okay. And if you don't love yourself, then start looking at why you don't love yourself and flip that script. I'm going to steal a line from Miss Gypsy Medicine Woman. Flip that script. It's perception. All that we are begins with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we form our world, one of the first teachings of the Buddha. And so, with that, the power of perception. What do you perceive in your life? What do you perceive in your life? Because we can all see a situation as suffering, or we can see it as liberating, or we can see it as loving and happiness. I met a gentleman under a bridge one day here in Houston, and I had been out walking around and just watching people. The whole time was just watching people. And I saw him, and I went up and I said, you look like you have a story. Because he did. He looked extremely wise. He looked extremely intelligent. But he also looked, he was homeless. He had no place to go. So I went across the street and bought us a couple of big jugs of water. It was warm outside. Came back over and I said, so what's your story? And he says, I moved here from New York because New York was so cold in the wintertime. And he said, I was a stock trader. And he says, I lost everything. He says, I had millions of dollars. And then in one blink of an eye, I had negative $20 million because he had made a bad set of trades. And so he finally got himself kind of back to an even point, and he just walked it away. He just walked away from it. And so he says, whatever people offer me, I take it. He goes, I might stay this way for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, who knows? He says, what I've got, I share with the other people that are out here. I build a community. And if they need to talk and if they need to learn how to get themselves away from this type of a situation, he goes, I'll share it with them. He says, I know how. He goes, I'm perfectly happy. I know what I'm doing here. I know who I am. And that's it right there. He was happy with himself. It's it's all amazing. It's all amazing. So divine timing. Maybe we'll set up something sometime where we I've got interview mode on here, so I can set it up and maybe we'll do a split screen and let's talk about stories. Whether we do it on the nightly meditation or if we set something else up. So let me put that together. And, maybe all three of us will get on. Who knows? I would love to. But that man taught me so much because what other people perceived as suffering, he perceived as liberation. So all that we are begins with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we form our world. If you're suffering, why are you suffering? We all go through good times. We all go through bad times. But suffering is the option. We don't have to suffer with it. We do not have to suffer with it. Suffering is a perception. Perception is very important. How do we perceive our lives? There have been months where I couldn't, I can't pay rent. I'm still in my place, but there have been times when I can't pay rent. And I start to get nervous. But I always remember that when I started doing this, I had a talk with Guan Yin and the Buddhas, and they said, just do the work, everything else will fall into place. And usually as soon as I remember that, the very next day, everything that I need is taken care of. Not everything I want, everything I need. So, well, yeah, and he, minus $20 million. It's one thing to be broke. It's another thing to owe $20 million, right? So right now, Let's um let's think about this love, and let's think um about loving ourselves. Let's think about bringing that love into our life. And I think a great way to start with that is with some Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And one of the things about saying these four phrases is you can say them in any order. And sometimes I might sit there and just go, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Or please forgive me. Please forgive me. And of course, when I'm saying please forgive me, I'm saying it to myself because we beat ourselves up. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Just sit there saying, I love you. I love you. I love you. Even if you're thinking of a new idea or a new product or something you're working on, I love you. 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 Over and over again. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Myself. Heaven. Whatever. Please forgive me. I love you. These are beautiful things you can do every single day. I do it every day. Joe does it every day. Chuck, my friend Chuck, he does it every day. I know so many people who do a little bit of Ho'oponopono every day, and a little bit goes a long way. So next, if you're feeling a blockage with someone, and this is a really cool thing, let's say that no matter what you do, no matter how much you seem to try to work with somebody or do something, you keep feeling a blockage and y'all can't connect. So, Divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son is one. If I, my family, relatives, and ancestors have offended you, your family, relatives, and ancestors, in thoughts, words, deeds, and actions from the beginning of our creation to the present, we ask your forgiveness. Let this cleanse, purify, release, cut all negative memories, blocks, energies, and vibrations, and transmute these unwanted energies to pure light. And it is done. This is something you can think about somebody. You can think about a situation or a person, anything, and you can use this phrase to clear, because at some point in time, in one lifetime or another, somebody in our ancestors or ourselves probably did something, and you've got this divine connection. And so somebody has to clear that connection. Somebody has to recognize it and clear it. So why not let it be you? Why not let it be me? I clear on all people, in all times, in all places, and I let that shit go. It's real important. Let it go. I know I usually don't cuss here. But we'll clear on more of that using Ganesh. And we've got the Ganesha Chaturthi going on, the celebration for Ganesh through this next weekend. So let's chant for Ganesh. Let's ask Ganesh to empower us, to clear us, to bring harmony. Om Gam Ganamandeya Namaha. 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 Ganamandeya Namaha. Om Gam Ganamandeya Namaha. Om Gam Ganamandeya Namaha. Om Gam Ganamandeya Namaha. And then let's do some Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. And finally, the Medicine Buddha mantra, the Medicine Buddha, the Master Healer, the Master Doctor. Sometimes we... Oh, let's see. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So here we go for the Medicine Buddha, the Master Healer, Master Doctor. Deyanda Hom Bekadzea Bekadzea Maha Bekadzea Radha Zamunga De Soha. Deyanda Hom Bekadzea Bekadzea Maha Bekadzea Radha Zamunga De Soha. Deyanda Om Bekadzea Bekadzea Maha Bekadzea Radha Zamunga De Soha. Deyanda Om Bekadzea Bekadzea Maha Bekadzea Radha Zamunga De Soha. Deyanda Om Bekadzea Bekadzea Maha Bekadzea Radha Zamunga De Soha. Deyanda Om Bekadzea Bekadzea Maha Bekadzea Radha Zamunga De Soha. Deyanda Om Bekadzea Bekadzea Maha Bekadzea Radha Zamunga De Soha. Deyanda Om Bekadzea Bekadzea Maha Bekadzea Radha Zamunga De Soha. Deyanda Om Bekadzea Bekadzea Maha Bekadzea Radha Zamunga De Soha. Oh, take a deep breath. And so for our meditation tonight, I'm going to go ahead and set a timer. And what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to begin to focus inside your heart. And I want you simply to say, I love you. I want you to bring love for yourself into your heart, and I want you to expand it out into your body. I want you to feel it in your head, in your heart, your lungs, your spleen, your pancreas, your liver, your kidneys, your bladder. I want you to feel it in your bones and in your muscles. I want you to feel it in your blood, in your energy and your chi. And I want you to take that love and I want you to radiate out. Radiate out into your aura. I want nudge for you to put a smile on your face as you radiate this loving energy out into your aura, into your environment. Maybe put a reminder on your phone every morning. Maybe it's part of your alarm and it says, love yourself and radiate that love to the world. Make it a daily practice to consciously love yourself and radiate that love out into your environment, out into your world. And right now we're radiating into our environment. But let's broaden that environment. Let's radiate out into our city. Wherever we live, radiate that love, that kindness, that compassion. Radiate it out into your city. And just see your city glowing brighter and brighter. Radiating light, love, kindness to all the dark areas of your city. And just envision the light that's coming into your city, that's radiating out. And allow it to radiate further into your whole state. And at quantum levels and quantum speeds, all you have to do is think about an area anywhere, and your love and kindness can radiate there. We radiate out into the entire United States. And it happens instantly. And next we're going to radiate into Mexico and Canada. And we're going to count down for 5 seconds, and then we're going to all radiate out together. So we'll radiate our love and our kindness out to Mexico and to Canada in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And just see how illuminated both of those countries become as well. And as easy as that was, next, we radiate to the globe in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And now the globe has our global consciousness, the love and the kindness that we're generating out to the entire globe. As we smile to ourselves and we smile out to the world, we share that loving kindness to everyone. We share our smile to everyone, because we know that when you walk around and you smile at somebody, it's infectious. They want to smile back. When people smile at you, you want to smile back. You want to share in that beautiful feeling. You want to share in that love, in that kindness, in that happiness. We are beings of love, of happiness, and we share that love and happiness everywhere we go. Whether driving down the road, talking with friends, even sitting here on the internet and watching others. when I get on with Gypsy Medicine Woman and say hello and say I love you, I'm radiating my loving kindness, not just to her, but to anyone and everyone who's on her call that night, who's on her show that night. When I watch a video, even if I see somebody else suffering, I radiate my loving kindness to them. These are practices you can always do. And we'll take this last 8 minutes and sit in silence and keep radiating out our loving kindness. Take a deep breath as we finish our night off with the mantra of light. Om Amogavairocana Mahamudra Mani Padma Jvala Brahmandeya Hom. 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 Welcome to another Monday night, another beautiful, beautiful evening, another beautiful meditation. I had so much fun tonight, and I'm grateful to each and every one of you for being here. Yes, Jackie, thank you, and Divine Timing, thank you, and Gypsy Medicine Woman, thank you, Utibe, thank you. And if you're let's see here, who else was on tonight? H2O Angel, thank you. Enema said, I know you're going to be here at some point if you weren't here tonight, so thank you as well. I love you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night. I love you. Good night.